most, just finally, is that those gossip mongers in parliament sat there. None of them say to Mchunu, did you attain permission and consent from Kwanazi to record a private telephone conversation between him and the chief of your office? Did Mkwanazi get to say, yes, you can record me in a private WhatsApp conversation phone call? What do our laws say about interception? Can you record me and then go, not only without my consent, you are recording me, you go and play it in full view of a private conversation that was recorded without the consent? Even its publication needs consent. That's why journalists have to say, I'm about to record you. They can't just intercept you. Even a bank, insurance companies, they warn you, be warned, this call is for quality purposes, it's going to be recorded for quality purposes, because they will still have to comply with the law, whether to publish it or not. Those gossip mongers, because they like gossip, they were sitting there listening to an interception of a phone call by the minister to a provincial commissioner without asking, is this lawful? Participating in a crime.
So that's Mbuyiseni Ndlozi there. He is absolutely not happy at all with the evidence that was presented by Senzo Mchunu to the ad hoc committee. He is very, very angry, that those members of parliament, they sat in parliament and listened to the audio recording, without questioning, the legality of how that audio was obtained by Senzo Mchunu. But obviously, there are some few questions and challenges that are there. The first one, let's first look at the first part, So Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is labeling, all these members of parliament who were there at the ad hoc committee as gossip mongers, who like gossip, to hear what this other one was saying, them being recorded without their consent. So he has labeled them gossip mongers. But Mbuyiseni Ndlozi might have missed something here, and it is that the members of parliament are going to question Senzo Mchunu tomorrow on Tuesday. So the last week it was Senzo Mchunu was presenting everything that he had. So the members of parliament, they were listening, and the time for questioning is actually tomorrow. So it's a little bit early for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to draw up this conclusion to say those guys are gossip mongers. Because even Julius Malema himself, he actually said it, and said proper questions are going to come. Don't worry, Senzo Mchunu, they are going to come. So it's a little bit early to rush and be like all of those MPs are gossip mongers, because their time to ask questions is not yet, it hasn't come at all. So if anything, the person that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi should be questioning, it's actually the evidence leader. That's the one, that you should be questioning to say, how did this one go through? How did you allow it? That's the one, that he should at least be calling a gossip monger, if he is to be calling anyone a gossip monger at all. Otherwise, to call all those MPs, it's a little bit unfair. But obviously, for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, since he is no longer part of those members of parliament, I can sense some kind of some political jealousy, because if he was part and parcel of that ad hoc committee, he wasn't going to be questioning Senzo Mchunu, going out of his way to question him about the legality of the evidence, because the time for him to question is actually tomorrow. So I can sense, some little bit of some jealousy here. So besides all of that, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is wrong on this one to say this evidence is illegal that was presented by Senzo Mchunu, because he is missing something in terms of how this law really works, throughout South Africa. So we want to do one simple thing here and verify whether Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is correct or wrong to say that evidence that was presented by Senzo Mchunu to say it's illegal. So let's draft this scenario. So we have this guy, Nkabinde, he records the conversation, right? He records a conversation that he was having, a conversation that he is having with, not with, but with the Mkhwanazi, right? So he is part and parcel of this conversation. However, as the two are speaking together, Mkhwanazi does not know, he doesn't know that Nkabinde is recording the conversation. That is exactly what happened here. Now, after recording the conversation, right, Nkabinde then takes this audio recording and gives it to Senzo Mchunu for him to use it as evidence before the ad hoc committee. So after this now, after receiving this audio recording, Senzo Mchunu then presents this audio recording in court as evidence. All this without the knowledge of General Mkhwanazi. Now, having drafted this entire scenario, the question now is this legal? Is this legal per South African law? That is exactly what we want to know. So is this legal per South African law? Let's see. So that is the entire scenario drafted there and the question. So this is what is going on here. Let's break down carefully. Recording private conversation. So South African law, it generally considers a conversation between two people private if it occurs in circumstances that if one party to the conversation consents, it is generally legal. Because so we have Nkabinde recording, so it's completely legal, because Nkabinde recording it. Using the recording in court now, once legally obtained, the recording can potentially be used as evidence in court, but its admissibility depends on the rules of evidence, etc. Summary: recording it's legal because Nkabinde was there recording that conversation, so that one checks out. Sharing the recording with Senzo Mchunu, completely legal, it checks. Use in court, most likely admissible, is most likely to be accepted, though General Mkhwanazi can challenge, to say no, you can't do this and that, but the bottom line is this is completely acceptable. So this is the conclusion. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is wrong on this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.